It's great to see that you guys are loving a little bit about the behind the scenes explanation on some of the top brand marketing spots that I reverse engineer or talk a little bit about. So what I'm going to do is do the exact same thing. Today, I'm going to do it with a brand that's extremely well known. Well, it wasn't that well known just 20 to 30 years ago, okay? I remember flying to Dubai and people would say, where is this? And of course, it was a small little piece of desert land that nobody knew about. And of course, they understand how to market. They've been able to build a name for themselves globally. Everybody knows the United Arab Emirates right now. So today we're going to talk about Fly Emirates, their airline. First and foremost, their logo and slogan's great. The moment that they post their logo, it's a short 2 words, Fly Emirates. And not only is it exposing their logo, but it's telling you exactly what they're all about. It means that they're offering you flight travel, right? So they don't have to go any further in terms of an explanation. You know exactly what the product and what the service is. In terms of this particular ad spot that we're going to analyze, it's an amazing example. It's an amazing example of creativity. These guys know what they're doing. I've been teaching, studying marketing for most of my life, whether it was research, whether it was working at Procter & Gamble, whether it's now teaching in the colleges and at the boards of trade and my own wholesalers that join 3dcrystal.com. And so I can extremely appreciate what they're able to do and the creativity behind what they put out there, okay? So this particular spot resonated with me extremely well. It starts off with a flight attendant that's standing and showing some cue cards, simple Sharpie marker, making the audience read, making the audience curious to know what is she trying to say without using her mouth and her voice, but making us read it, okay? So that's point number one. As we are fixated on these cue cards, one of the final cue cards says something along the lines of at the top of the world. And then what happens, the drone zooms out and boom, element of surprise, where you see that she quite literally is standing at the top of the world, okay? Now, of course, the human mind starts questioning. There's curiosity. Is this a computer-generated effect? Is this VFX? This was real. And she's actually standing there. A lot of preparation went into this. She provides this element of surprise, which now all of a sudden makes the moment so exciting. The adrenaline goes through the viewer, and it's a moment where now the viewers start thinking, I got to share this with someone I know as well. So that is what leads to virality, right? And then they come out with a second spot, maybe a year or two later, and you have that flight attendant standing up there. Now, of course, we already know she's up there, so they start the scene off with her at the top of the Burj Khalifa tallest tower. But the element of surprise this time is while she's standing up there, the shot of her is just so perfect where all of a sudden we see an A380 flying directly behind her. And again, the question, is this green screen? And in fact, a little bit of the behind the scenes now, the preparation for this shot to happen required that A380 to do 11 circles around her in order to get it at the right spot, at the right height, at the right frame, okay, to get exactly what it is that they wanted to achieve. That plane, an A380, had to fly at a speed of around 190 knots, which anyone in aviation will tell you is extremely slow for an aircraft that size, but they did it in order to achieve what most would say is impossible. That was the behind the scenes on the plane. Now let's talk about the flight attendant. The flight attendant, in fact, isn't a flight attendant. She is a stunt expert, and she had to work at a warehouse where they created a clone copy of the top pinnacle of this tower, and she had to work there for days, standing on this platform, getting a feel for how her footing would be, making sure that the cue cards were going to be held at a certain height, a certain size cue card, so it would look just right in front of her body, held symmetrically, okay? She had to feel the weight of all the safety links and safety hooks on her, and she had to somehow imagine what she would be compensating for factors that weren't in the warehouse, like wind, okay? And then finally, what Emirates does is they send this team up the tower. The elevator only goes so far, after which they have to climb a flight of stairs. She then climbs the ladder, stands up there at the top of planet Earth with a bit of tongue-in-cheek, turns to the camera and says, "Hi, Mom."
Hi, Mom. I'm on top of the world.
Behind the scenes, behind what most people wouldn't see, you start to realize all the planning, all the creativity, all the excitement, all the unplanned events that occur to really make this spot the beautiful spot that it is. Now, Emirates wants its customers to understand or feel that when they are going to fly Emirates, they are going to feel like they're at the top of the world. They are going to be treated like they're at the top of the world. They're going to have an experience that's going to be a memory for a lifetime. This resonates with me. That's why I'm talking about this spot, because that's exactly what we're doing at 3dcrystal.com, right? Is why we got a product. And with our product, we're so confident in our team. And we just know that when people purchase from us, we are bringing that moment that meant so much to them, a milestone in their life. We're bringing it back to life. And we're keeping it alive so that every time they see that 3D crystal, every time they see that moment popping out at them, that person, that pet, that occasion popping out at them in 3D, that it brings that moment to life. It's just so important to be able to penetrate through the mind of the customer and reach their subconscious such that they start to feel certain emotions when they're exposed to your brand, when they use their brand, and when they talk about your brand, feel your brand, and live your brand. Okay, and this is a very powerful position for top brands to be in. So just remember that when it comes to creativity, you can have fun with the product. You can have fun with the advertising. You can take an extremely mundane product and you can make it exciting. You can take an exciting product, and if you're not good at marketing, you can make it mundane. One thing I know for certain, when you buy a 3D crystal from us, you will feel the excitement, you will feel the fun factor, and you will enjoy it for your lifetime. Proudly authentic, proudly original. Check it out, 3dcrystal.com.